OG's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Newbies turn to pick.
Clockwork!
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Choose your hero. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Prepare for battle. "30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
'Tis my orders rise.
Salah.
How many times are you gonna be?
This will do nicely. Toss. Let's show them the truth. Bountiful. Haste.
Got it.
How many?
Грейджен и сложно его будет поймать. В общем,
You know, just getting that level 6 and then being able to utilize the region. It's pretty much all the movie.
I've got eyes on top lane, but top lane.
Yeah, this time they're going to get the kill. In they go with the sharp block, and Anna
Snipe the courier. Kaka's trying.
He's going to get it.
He's got it.
He's got it. Indeed, that is the bottle. 2 obses. That's a pretty tasty courier to find at 4 minutes in. That is the dream snipe.
That is the dream snipe.
Water
However,
bottle.
Newbie does not really have like the biggest rotation heroes. The Bounty's the only one who's really going to be moving across the map. So the wards that OG loses in some games could be really devastating at this point in the game if you're playing versus like dual roaming supports. But in this game, it's much more static lanes. So that hurts, of course, but it could be worse if it was like a different kind of, you know, double supports that OG or that Newbie had.
So 4.5 minutes in. Looking at the CS, pretty close across the board. Just No-Tail slightly behind. Looking at the 2 offlaners, but at the end of the day, KP's actually getting more CS out of the lane than S4 is. So we have seen obviously S4, the only one to die. So no, sorry, he didn't die. Coming very close to dying.
Yeah, it was just KP so far.
Yeah, just KP.
And here we go. First nighttime smoke rotation. They actually see the ward despawn in the mid lane too, so they now know that Kaka had placed that one earlier. And they know that S4 is really strong right now. Like a snowball clockwork onto a silencer, instantly dead. There's actually no way that he can survive that unless there's some weird cog interaction happens with shards.
There's no sort of save. Here we go.
Yeah, they're ready.
Kaka knows though, he's going to have eyes upon them, but there
Oh,
we have
he's
the
super
shard.
trapped.
That's absolutely perfect. They've got the battery assault coming in over the walls of the igloo. Kaka's trying to come back in for a bit of interaction. The curse is bringing them relatively low, but it's almost certainly going to be Mugi the first to go down as S4 chases him with the battery assault. The snowball connection onto 2. No, it looks like he's going to get out.
The ice armor.
Oh my, the slow is too much. And in fact, S4's trying to stick around, but they turn with the glaives, and at the end of the day, they've lost the tusk. They're potentially going to lose S4 as well. One more touch from Faith will do it if he can get in range, but it looks like S4 just a little too speedy. I mean, Faith's going to chase, but the shrine is there. I can't believe they didn't get the kill there. OG not getting away with it.
S4 couldn't get in to get all the battery assault damage on him since he was trapped in that side there. And then the Lich TP's down. I think the Silencer also buys treads from the side and it had several wand charges, so he tread swaps, gets the wand, and then the Lich armor plays his favor with factor where they can't walk up and actually get those extra right clicks off. That's very surprising that he lives there, and that's a huge failed rotation by OG.
And again, Kaka coming in for a bit of harassment. Has the boys with him. Faith and Kaka go in. There's a snowball trying to buy time for No-Tail, but No-Tail still goes down. Flames from SCCC comes into play as he brings down the Brewmaster. Newbie taking control of that bottom and mid lane. Still, definitely the big issue for Newbie would be the fact that this AM is getting a free farm. And it's an anti-mage. Anna is on track for a good Battle Fury treads timing at this pace. Consistently bullying KP out of the lane as well.
Kaka gets trapped up, but The dust was actually off the mark, it looks like. Jarex used it, but he was not in range to clip Kaka with it. Unfortunate there again for OG. So yeah, the anti-mage is free farming, but you know, the trade-off, it's the Morphling who's also free farming, and these are the two heroes that they match pretty interesting versus each other into like later stages of the game. It depends on who gets which item timing first and force towers and force the pressure earlier.
There's KP with his Talon, poor man's and boots, utilizing that jungle as well, just trying to find that level 6. Maybe potentially look for some sort of play. They brought Lich up to the top lane as well, looking to get him some levels work towards the Chain Frost. Mugi as well being given the safe lane. Himself very, very close to that level 6 now, so the supports have left him alone. Does of course leave him vulnerable, and it looks like OG realised this as they are coming in with the rotation. They scan him out.
Nope.
They know that something's behind there, and they're going to assume that it is just Mugi, because yet Notel, he is ready to go in deep. Already behind the tower, they have the ward down to try and make this very safe to fight. Throw in the flare, and bam, S4 on target there, coming in with the hook shot, and a very, very clean kill there from OG, realising the opportunity was there, just waiting for them on the play.
And they pressure the tower up, though. It's a very healthy tower. This is not like a 5-minute rotation with a catapult. It's just an 8-minute rotation toward the end of the nighttime. So they're going to get a decent amount of damage on it, but I don't think they'll be able to bring it down in this siege. Unless they heavily commit for it. Doesn't look like they will be.
Back up on the prowl again. Eyes upon Fly, but as we can see at the moment, the majority of Newbie up towards the top lane, where we're actually seeing Mugi start to head. So he's going to head up there and join KP and Faith, leaving that bottom lane totally behind. Mid lane, we see a bit of a clash as they start to come in as well, the two of them.
So Notail's heavily committing for bottom tower. He's just cutting the creep wave, and he's going to try to at least force it. Top lane, though, they have the rotation.
Here with the duel and the Chain Frost, they've got it. The surprise there for Anna. Potentially didn't quite expect Mugi to be in the neighborhood. So felt that KP wouldn't go for the duel. Newbie had it, they had the damage. That's a massive kill for Newbie. Definitely the biggest issue for them. They need to try and slow down this anti-mage.
That's one of those smart rotations, you know. It's, my safe lane's invaded. I can't farm well there. I'm just going to the enemy safe lane.
That's Triple C, quick with the rotation, nearly getting caught out by S4. I mean, even if he did get caught out by the hook shot, it's still, you know, potentially very hard at this stage for OG to fully lock down the Morphling. Mugi's
getting right-clicked down pretty hard by this anti-mage. If there was any other help there, the Mana Void would have been enough to push him out. Yeah, KP farming super well, though, in this off-lane. 1,300 gold. 800 gold from that Blink Dagger already. Top 3 net worth.
Yeah, so, I mean, considering, you know, how heavily he was being bullied out at the start, he's played it very smartly, this top lane. You're right, he's going to be on track to hit a very nice Blink Dagger timing. And as we've seen, they do have the damage to bring down an anti-mage during that duel. Gets a catch, they'll get it. Mugi with his build, looking towards the Midas off the tread. Full green on the silencer.
Yep, trying to make sure you can actually stay relevant in this game. They're running like a 2.5/3 core for Newbie, while OG's only really running like a single core AM with a Pandit like that's supporting him. So if they can keep Morphling toe-to-toe with Anti-Mage, and then the other heroes are farming really well, they can actually match up quite easily versus what OG's got.
Kaka again, nearly finding the courier, but Jerax was there ready and waiting. Pops out the dust and ready for a bit of a 1v1. Shards are out to trap him, and the rest of OG come through to finish off the bounty. Courier will survive, and this time OG get their revenge.
Very deep aggressive wards being placed by Kaka. Behind the mid tower, now behind bottom tier 2. That one got spotted though, it seems like. He looked like Jerax was pinging it out.
Realizing after the bouncer was going for that sort of courier snipe. Yep. He had some sort of info on the area. Mid lane. Triple C still very far ahead in net worth. This is it. It's a big old Morphling. He's got 5k in comparison to No-Tail's 3.1.
You know, this guy's actually quite a concern. I'm looking how they're going to deal with him. They just don't have the stun farm. It's really just having his mana get burned down by the AM, but that's much later stages.
S4 ready to go. Straight in with the hook shot. KP's going to throw out the heal, try and help out Mugi. Faith has got the Chain Frost, chucks it out onto S4, but No-Tail's in already with the split. They'll take down the silencer, look for more with the setup onto Faith. Faith being chased down. There's the control, there's the micro from No-Tail as he flies through the stun, takes down the Lich as well to pick up the double kill. Tower may go down, but No-Tail coming in with the team, picking up 2 kills. Still going to be feeling pretty good there for OG as bottom tower also gets taken as Anna's on with the split push.
3 towers dropping in the span of 15 seconds, it seems. Top tower, mid, and bottom all die. Crisp rotation coming out from OG, making the space for Ana. He takes the tower. None of them get denied. Must be feeling pretty good about himself. Only one more piece for that Battle Fury.
Fly. Could have a little bit of trouble on his hand. SCCC is there with the waveform forward. Doesn't quite have enough magical to burst him down. Will stick around and look for the kill, but Anna's going to be there to try and back him up. Fly will survive for the time being. SCCC had to get out. No, the Shuriken! Bounce from Kaka. Beautifully done. Gets the kill onto Kaka, but OG will look to punish. They turn towards Faith. S4 with the cog pushback sets up for a second kill. So OG will take 2 in return. Hotel. It's around with SCCC for a little bit. SCCC doesn't stick around. TP's out, gets himself back to safety.
Ana getting involved on kills. That's the dream right there. 700 gold for the Battle Fury. And we have Notel about to... Actually, Notel already has them.
He's got the blink.
And he bought himself like dust and stuff too. I mean, he always does this kind of thing where he's very supportive for his team.
10 seconds until the split is back up. No, will certainly be ready to rumble. I mean, we've seen OG, you know, they have a fantastic lineup to just look for fights between Notel with his blink, S4 with the hook shot.
Yeah, they have to find.
Shards,
they have to like be making those moves though. Every time like Clockwork Hook is up, they have to, or Panda ult is up, they have to be making plays so that the anti-mage can get as much space as possible. But Newbie also has that fast-paced kind of lineup with the Chain Frost, with the duel, and with of course the Bounty Hunter track.
A lot of ways they can benefit of finding these kills. KP smoke will be dispelled. S4's on the high ground. There's the jump from KP. Does get the duel. The global silence as well, making sure that OG can't react immediately. That's going to be 1 down. Can they get any more? Jarex and Ana jumping forward. The Sharp Buck and the Mana Void bringing Faith and KP down incredibly low. Faith still survives though. The Ice Armor too strong. SCCC playing around on 1 HP. Their waveforms forward. Gets the double kill. Now trying to turn towards Jarex, but the Notel Primal Split is causing issues. SCCC still manning up though. The tracks out, the Shuriken bounce is bringing Jarex very low along with Fly. Newbie, they continue to push on forward. They're not holding back yet. KP throws in the nuke, not quite enough to bring down Fly. Jarex throws out the shards, not going to clip onto anyone, but he will get the dust out onto Kaka. Goes forward with the snowball, brings in S4. Notel jumps up to the high ground. They will take down Kaka in return. So they get something out of this. But they lost Ana. Definitely the big casualty amongst it all.
And SCCC got the kill on Ana. He was at...
He was literally waveforming it on 1 HP.
1 HP, I think he had a 17 charge once as he did it. But they almost got 3 people with that Mana Void / Panda split combo. That could have been very good for OG, but yeah, Newbie takes it with a couple track kills. But that is their global. So right now it's pretty much OG has to try to make stuff happen with that Clockwork Hook. Of course, they did use their Panda ulti, but they have to make something happen while global's down.
They have to, because it's, at this stage of the game at least, obviously with the lack of items that the supports have, there's just nothing they can do to react to that if they're forced to fight.
Yeah.
Mid lane.
Wyvern still doesn't have 6
We're
either.
going to see KP go for it. He says, I don't even need a global to find kills like that. Jumps forward, grabs S4 clock. That's going to be another bit of bonus damage in the bank for the Legion Commander. KP is consistently seeing the chances to get those pickoffs. He may even be moving in for more. Nubia starting to storm down the mid lane. See how much OG can do to stop it. They throw out the Splinter Blast.
I mean, they've got Chain Frost again. Global's up in 20.
There's a snowball out onto Kaka. He has been dusted, but immediately KP is there with the Purge and the heal. Newbie starting to take real good control in these sort of grouped up 4v4s, 5v5s. They're just that little bit stronger because of how well SCCC is doing as well. He's on track to hit a brilliant timing with the Lincoln Sword.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's just a bit ahead of the anti-mage. AM does have the Battle Fury now, so this is where the acceleration starts to happen, but yeah, it's the same thing with SCCC. That kind of mirror matchup in a way. Now, we still don't have Fly, the Wyvern, level 6 yet either, unfortunately, so...
That certainly could make all the difference to these sort of plays that Newbie going for.
Yeah. I mean, if Newbie has a vision advantage and they get the jump with the global, it's super hard for him.
S4's going in. He's caught 2 in the cogs here. Does he have the damage follow-up to finish it off? There's the Primal Split coming in. Snowball's there from the sidelines, connecting the stun onto 2. Chain Frost is out. It's going to only bounce there between the Primal Split illusions. S4 falling over the curse will get taken down, but OG themselves have found 2. Can Newbie get anything more out of this? Fly, he's been tracked up, cursed as well. Zip forward from SCCC as he looks to close the gap, but there's Fly with the Winter's Curse. TP outplay.
Oh, and they
makes
get him
it
with
out.
the ice shard.
Oh, he gets it with the shards. So OG, S4 with the sacrificial play, absolutely pays off, picking up 3 in return.
Yeah, while the whole time Ana's farming, so that was pretty massive. That was a sick curse by Fly. As soon as he hits level 6, that's the first curse of the game. Perfectly used, perfectly utilized. And yeah, that two-man cog by S4, just absolutely perfect with the Ice Shard follow-up. And you see No-Tail gets this throw up on top of the silencer too, so they can't use the global in the midst of the fight.
This could be smart though, you know, Newbie, they know Anna's farming, they're gonna see him. Oh, he gets the blink! He's too quick with the blink! Some say that would be luck. We'll call it skill. But he blinks out just as they blink in. Anna gets himself away. Okay. Spotted out by Fly here with the Arctic Burn and now the dust. So
Jerax
the rest
here.
of OG coming, but a little short on the shards. Doesn't look like it may matter. He has the Warriors punching the snowball. I say that, looks like the Arch Summit's just too strong. They just don't have the damage to beat into that bounty when Faith comes in with the backups. Kaka will survive.
Bounty with high natural base armor as well. Just doesn't really take much damage from that Walrus punch. Farm continues.
That's Triple C, obviously looking towards the E-Blade next after the Lincoln. Some pressure on the top lane. No-Tail's there to play around with him. There is backup for Newbie coming in, so they could look to try and tackle No-Tail. He doesn't have Primal Split available for 30 seconds. Has to be careful on this defense. And indeed he will. Blinks back, keeps himself away. Newbie are bringing the full team up for this tier 2 push. Trying to just force the issue whilst some of these ults, well, so it's only the Primal Split, but still it's a big ult for OG not to have. They do require it for these team fights.
We'll press the attacked Morphling split pushing. That is... That tower drops damn fast. SCC should be able to pressure this one down top. Doesn't really look like OG cares to try to defend that since they know all of the beat is in the vicinity. Tier 2.
I mean, OG probably still feeling quite comfortable in the sense that Anna is really moving along at a great pace. He has the Yasha done, that with the treads and the Battle Fury. That's the point where you feel relative. Obviously, once he has the Manta, that's when he's going to be feeling super happy and knows that he can pretty much go anywhere without being seriously pressured on the map. Yeah. OG, they're coming in for some action. Kaka's there spotting it out. S4 goes across with the hook shot. There's the global as well in response as Newbie look to turn. Jerax falling low with the curse. Zip forward from SCC. No-Tail does still get off the Primal Split. Jerax is going to be the first to fall. No-Tail turning his attention towards SCC. Back in the river. KP has found S4. They'll find a second. Chain Frost starts to bounce around the illusions. Mugi turns towards Fly. Fly keeps himself alive though with the Winter's Curse out onto Mugi. The Cold Embrace on himself. It's not enough to stay alive for the full duration of the fight though as SCC wave forms forward, picks up another. You got to bear in mind as well, it's 11 for 11, but we're seeing that 6k difference because of the bounty, the track gold really coming into play here. Every kill pretty much in these team fights being a track kill. And
the global just playing such a huge factor. OG just, they are really lacking damage between their 4 right now. The Wyvern Tusk, Clock, and Panda, it's just an absolute lack of damage versus what Newbie actually has. Like, they don't have the catch for the Morphling, and they need to pretty much have everything go off at the same time. Like, they need to find the silencer. This global is just completely destroying them in these fights. Unable to get the proper follow-up.
Now we're going to see Newbie themselves try and push for another fight, even without that global silence. Feeling as confident as they are because of the lead they have. Power mid lane's going to be the target potentially. Jerax and Fly pushing the wave out. Kaka scouting out for the team, and there's KP with the jump. Straight away, looking for the Wyvern. He is gone.
And they're going to get Jerax
Looks like they will as well. He had to get himself in the snowballs, maybe looking to do some sort of save, but it's not going to come. And more kills going the way of SCC, picking up a double. Still 2k ahead of this anti-mage. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's an anti-mage with a Battle Fury and all the farming items. When he's being pitted up against this core that's getting so damn involved. Newbie are playing so well around this Morphling. They're getting the kills, they're getting the map control, now they're getting the objectives, they head into the pit. S4 is there, we could see S4 go for a PogChamp play.
They've got to try, they should definitely try for it this game. Yeah.
There we go, is he going to try for it? There he goes, coming in, the Legion's low, KP will get forced out to the side. Oh no! I mean, the Winter's Curse was on him, but he gets forced out of the cog, so none of his team actually hit upon him. The Chain Frost is out, onto the Primal Split, there's the global, Anna's in trouble in the midst of it all, Mugi turning with the glaze, bringing the AM down, he's gone! This has ended up being an absolute mess so far. I mean, No-Tail is trying to keep that up, find a kill, but he's not going to get it. As Newbie find the Roshan, get the Aegis, No-Tail blinks himself out. I mean, they got KP, they do get the Lich as well, but at the end of the day, that's not what OG needed. They lose S4, they lose Anna, they don't steal Roche or the Aegis. And I mean, that was just, you know, he came in with the cogs. There was the Winter's Curse, and it pushed him away from the team. So the Winter's Curse just didn't attract anyone's attention. We're going to see it here again on the replay, Fog.
If it was different, it could have really changed
been
everything. It could have really changed absolutely everything. Because No-Tail had like the perfect setup if that was the case. to be able to get everybody. He already almost, look how low everybody actually got there. Imagine if that curse did go off. Or if the curse was hitting in the proper time.
They would have just had that bit better of control to follow up, having the four of them grouped up as much as they were.
Perhaps
Triple C surviving.
Perhaps the global doesn't come out at that time because of the curse, so Ana doesn't die. Because Ana blinks in, the global comes out, and then an anti-mage, or S-Triple-C makes an anti-mage replicate of him, burning his mana down, and then just the right-clicks are too much of him to deal with on top of that global. But Mugi has been in the perfect position to get them off in this game.
And what actually pushed him out of the cogs?
I think he just got put in a...
Just a very weird... Oh, maybe, did he get forced out?
I didn't see if the silencer actually
If it was Mugi, that was a pretty tight play.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Faith is on his own. OG will find the kill. Catch out the Lich. More 4-stars being picked up. Maybe seeing the benefit of it after that last fight.
S-Triple-C is so damn massive. The scary thing about dealing with these type of morphs in comparison to an anti-mage is if you're at this point where you're ahead like this, especially like versus like Wyvern, the Ethereal Blade just can kill any of the supports. No tail top.
That's going to be more damage in the bank for KP. As they find another. I mean, KP, he's been playing really solid this game. We saw a lot of attention being thrown his way at the start. You know, all three of OG focusing that top lane in the laning stage.
Every game that I've actually seen Newbie playing recently, KP is just always at the top of his game. Yeah. Always just having spectacular performances.
Bottom lane, Jerax again getting caught out. This is, I mean, S-Triple-C is just running away with this game. He's yet to die. He's 8-0-3 on the Morphling.
Almost 10 CS a minute as well. Keeping it up to par with the anti-mage and getting track kills on top.
Obviously, if OG can slow this down and Ana does continue to farm at the rate he is, that they definitely do have this incredibly strong force to pit against the Morphling.
Yeah, but the clockwork is literally stagnated completely. His farm is gone. Bounty Hunter is already 2,000 gold ahead of him. Newbie already has 1, 2, 3, and is that 4 steps? 3 4-steps already on their team to deal with S4's clockwork, and they can really do so much with that to actually force the engagements away, because clockwork is pretty much one of the only real stuns / disable that OG does have.
Oh, KP, a little bit of a blunder there. Jumps forward, look at the blink, but S-Triple-C, he's diving in behind the tier 2 here. He's getting incredibly aggressive. Will get chucked up in the air by No-Tail's Primal Split. They got any sort of control to finish him off, though. The rest of Newbie backing off. S-Triple-C just turns, nukes down Fly there with the Ethereal Blade. Newbie, they're not done. They look towards Jerax. He has got the Shrine. He will hold back. Gonna get in for a quick pick. The jump back from No-Tail, goes to the TP out, will make it, to cancel it.
I think they realized, like, as soon as they engaged, it seemed like Ana was on point to being like, yeah, we can't fight this, and he just blinks down and starts going bottom. And yeah, they're feeling the problem of the lack of disables on OG as well.
And that was, you know, Newbie getting a fight, getting an objective with a bit of a whiffed initiation. You know, KP jumps into the trees, global silence, but still OG unable to take the fight in return. And that was as well No-Tail using the Primal Split, not really being able to get much out of it in return for what Newbie found themselves.
They just got to keep stalling for anti-mage to catch up now because of how much of a deficit they're at.
12k gold lead at the moment for Newbie, 25 minutes in. Quite the lead indeed. I mean, the bounty pick really, obviously, emphasizing this net worth lead that they've managed to gain. Kaka being in the right place in the right time. I'd be interested to see. I feel like very few of these kills have been without the track bonus.
Yeah.
He's always been there placing out.
They've just been having really good decision-making with their movements. Like that first initial movement to pressure the anti-mage, and just the way that how invasive they've been playing in the enemy jungle. It's always them being on the aggression. You don't see these guys hesitating whatsoever. It's only the Morphling pretty much reacting to any type of split push at all.
Got the Blink Dagger now on Jerax, so that obviously extra bit of save potential. That has got to be missing, where we've seen KP jump in. He's felt that he's been able to do this without the global, but now there's an extra bit of chance for OG to react, pull off the saving plays.
Yeah. I mean, if OG can ever get themselves some Lotus Orbs, some Glimmer Capes or something, they have great ways to be able to counter, of course, the global, and then that's where they can actually deal with the duels. But until then, which is quite a ways away, it's going to be really hard for them to fight in the global unless they find the silencer. And Mugi does not feel, I mean, they don't feel very rushed right now. Maybe starting to chill out a bit. They still had Aegis for a moment, so they're just making sure they can press their advantage even more and just play the economy game.
Mugi, of course, with the build, getting the Hurricane Pike, and now the Shadow Blade, just having that elusiveness, having that almost certainty of being able to get the global silence out, and just making it that harder for OG to find him at the back lines at the start of fights.
And if
Shadow Blade.
And if you can get a Silver Edge eventually, it's super good versus Panda and Anti-Mage,
Yeah,
being able to dispel the Spell Shield and the, of course, Drunken Brawler. And that's pretty good choice, because then it forces Clockwork also to have reveal if he gets in the back lines too. He already has Hurricane Pike to get out of the cog, so definitely going for a nice item choice right in this game for Mugi. Ana still trying to continue the split push, but it's pretty much Ana the only one who can actually leave the base. Everyone else on OG is pretty much reserved to their side of the map.
Hotel looking build towards that Hex next. Have some sort of an answer for SCCC, but SCCC continues to get bigger and bigger, very close to having a completed Manta style as well. Top of that Lincoln blade that he already has at this pre-30 minute mark. On the mid lane, Morphling of course nonetheless.
Yeah.
Not even a safe lane.
Well, it's dual lane, but
sure, yeah.
Because of the Lich.
Yeah.
SCCC, they've got eyes on him bottom, but he's close to his tower, and they don't have enough lockdown to really control him. Maybe now they're...
What can OG find with this? It's so hard for them to fight. Newbie are going to smoke
wants to
up.
fight here. They drew the line as well.
OG have the high ground, but Newbie, they have the numbers here. Kaka up straight away. There's the jump, but immediately the global silence comes out, and Notel, he just gets ripped to pieces. He can't afford to jump in like that with the global still at availability. The Winter's Curse is out, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to be enough damage for the KP's own team to bring him down. And OG, they've not only lost two, they're going to lose Jerax as well.
And they don't even kill Kaka.
Yeah,
because he just 4-stabs after they get it because they don't have the control, and the global just absolutely perfect for Mugi again.
I don't know what the plan was there for. I mean, how jumping in like that? How do you not expect the global to come out? Are you just hoping that S4 somehow magically finds his way towards the silent side? That the global's always going to be there in response, and you know as this Brood that you're not going to be able to use any of your spells.
They were trying to separate the fight clearly. You know, the Ice Shards came out. They tried to trap the Bounty Hunter there and split the fight up with the Brewmaster on the left side, but yeah, the instant global Brewmaster can't even get split off, just dies in no time to the duel because how much damage Newbie already has, and the fight's already over once Panda doesn't get split off in those type of situations.
Not the fight until the OG was looking for with that smoke, and the lead just continues to grow here for Newbie.
The Silencer Legion Commander duo is just proving too damn strong right now. 15k gold lead for Newbie. So many deep aggressive wards away as well from Kaka.
Feels like a really smart draft from Newbie. It also feels as well, obviously with OG, they did pick up that Wyvern as the first pick, but it feels like it's just not been able to do anything this game. We're seeing the Winter's Curse at this stage, just because of the Ice Armor, because of the Legion being able to buff up and stuff, but the fact these heroes are pretty beefy, they just don't die to one another.
I mean, that's a really good point. I didn't even say that when I was thinking about it too. The Winter's Curse into Lich Armor. Lich Armor is incredibly good versus all that because of how much it negates, so that's really cool.
I mean, they're coming back here. I'm surprised they don't have a bit of PTSD at this area of the map. They're looking for another play, and they know that Global's still not quite back up. Ana does have that DD room. See what it can do, though.
Oh, it's a replicate.
Did OG have their breakfast today? I mean, S4, he comes in, he does get the two-man hook shot on the cogs, but Ana jumping in, looking towards KP. The Chain Frost is thrown back out, but OG do bring down the Legion. Can they get anything more out of this? Faith being focused by the illusions. Kaka's out to the top, does get dusted. Notel will blink back. Look for the chase down there, but SCCC now coming in. Going to get the big kills. He blows up one. He's looking towards Fly. Flies there with the cold embrace, but still the Glaive Pure flies through as they find another. A bit of +2 for Mugi. So, I mean, they get the Legion, but still they're not finding the favorable trade. They're losing two, they're losing track kills. Roshan literally just spawns. It couldn't be any more perfect for Newbie.
They almost had a good fight going for them for OG.
Almost.
It was very close to looking damn good for them, and then as soon as SCCC shows up, everything gets turned around, and that was the fight without Global. Now Global's online, and now they're going to be playing into Aegis and Cheese on a Morphling. That is extremely difficult to play into. He's already pretty much impossible to kill.
Being eyed up here, but Sentry knocks down. He knows the Kaka's there, and Neighborhood instantly gets himself out, not looking to mess around with Newbie. SCCC, so damn massive stage, keeping himself ahead of what essentially has still been a free farming anti-mage. So Anna's not really under too much pressure. In terms of AM progression, he's not in an amazing place, but he's not in a bad place at all. This is still good farm for the AM.
Yeah.
Which just then goes to accentuate how far ahead SCCC is. SCCC, he's got 3 around him, but he's a Morphling. He's out of there. What are you going to do? There's nothing they can do.
Yep.
At least until that hate's coming. Then
No
maybe
good
they've got a
lockdown.
chance.
Hey, once they get the hex, once they get the Abyssal Blade, it can make a big difference, and they can actually burn him down. And he's, you know, he's a Morphling, so Morphlings always end up having a big chunk of mana pool, as we were talking about. He's going for the Eye of Skadi as well in the next build, so he's going to be sitting over like 1,500 mana pool. If he's actually burned down, the mana void can be extremely crippling. They are 16,000 ahead, but there's still some signs of life for OG.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've still got the tier 2 bottom. They're obviously yet to lose at tier 3, and they do still have that anti-mage on par with SCCC's Morph.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just about dealing with the combination of the Legion, the Silencer, and the Morph. Mostly it's the Morph, but the Globals have been playing super big
Radiant
factors.
structures are
And they defend top tower. Newbie. While Ana continues to farm it up, almost level 25. Almost has the Abyssal Blade finished up too, on top of the Lincolns.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And as you say, yeah, with that, and how's Notel looking on the scythe?
He's on his way. He's
Pretty
still about
close.
2,000 gold away, but
Okay.
once he gets
So
it, that's an instant disable that they can really use. The thing is that what we were talking about, Newbie has 3 4 staffs.
Yeah.
Super early in the game. So 4 staff, of course, very good versus Clockwork, but also can be extremely good versus hexes. If someone gets hexed up, you just like double force them out of the engagement, and yeah, they're not really stunned or locked down in place. They can keep kind of moving around. We do have KP now finishing that halberd, so they have the way to break the Lincolns on the anti-mage to get those duels for Newbie if he's able to isolate him.
See as well. Okay. Scouting out Ana. Ana is alone at the moment in his jungle.
He's got the basher. He's trying to put a little pressure on SCCC.
Jumps for SCCC. The rest of the team coming across. Ana still where by the speed, just blinking forward, continuing to cut the wave. Newbie do continue to head up this way, sweeping around, but yeah, Ana's out. Cuts the wave, links off to the sideline, TP's back to safety.
And he's going to go play in the enemy jungle now. Go all the way bottom, push that lane out, take the enemy jungle as much as you can. Well, I mean, the rest of OG pretty much just had to sit and let the lanes kind of push into them naturally and get some farm, because yeah, they can't really venture too far outside now on OG. If they do, they're just going to get picked off like this by SCCC with the E-Blade. Dead.
Oi, oi, oi. This is a lot of damage.
Gotta watch yourself. It's anyone who goes out there now at this point can be brought down by the combo. Except for anti-mage.
C. It's incredible. I mean, what's he going to go for after the Skadi? What's next on his shop?
Can do Butterfly or
Yeah.
BKB. He's going to be doing the BKB.
It's okay.
Much safer versus the anti-mage. You don't want to kill your teammates with the Mana Void or just get caught off guard because of that. So they do have Aegis for about another minute and a half or so.
Nana's doing his best here in terms of cutting the waves, making it as hard as possible for Newbie to break that high ground. Troops have already gone, fortifications out, and the push will be stopped thanks to Ana. Constantly keeping the pressure on despite the position of the rest of his team.
Super nice play there, cutting the creep wave. That would have
Making
been
all the difference.
for sure tier 3 tower, some damage on the racks as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The whistle play completion. Forcing TP's back as KP has to head in to deal with the push.
Hey, maybe they might even go for a fight with this Abyssal. I mean, they're still a bit away from like the Hex, but that's a surprise right there. You can really you can just catch the Morphling off guard if you do have sights of him. And it looks like they're going to be doing a group venture to clear out their woods. Didn't see if they picked up a gem. I don't. Okay, so Tusk does have a gem, so they're trying to clear that vision out of their jungle.
If SCCC reveals himself,
Does have Aegis still.
he does. And he does still have the replica to go out to. So he's immediately out of that.
Aegis is going to be reclaimed in about 10 seconds though, so now it's... You know, it still can be a bit fearful. You get caught with one Abyssal Blade and you're pretty much dead as this Morphling. They just need to be able to break the Lincolns first.
That's the big thing. And obviously AM himself can't really do so, you know, with the cast animation, the Mana Void, the SCCC is going to be quick fingers to get out before that Abyssal Blade comes in after it. Definitely need the couple of them. Obviously the big one as well being that
900 more. Almost there. 900 more gold for that Hex.
And as we're saying, if they kill SCCC, he is going to be worth a lot of money.
Oh yeah, I mean, they have a 20k gold lead. They're going to get a big chunk there.
And he's still yet to die, right? So it's 0 deaths.
Yeah, 12-0-4.
12-0-4, 20k gold lead. I'm going to be interested to see how much money he gives away. It's going to be a lot.
I'm wondering this game if he goes for the 50% replicate damage. I think you should. I think the 400 waveform range is always great, but you're playing versus an anti-mage. That anti-mage is going to be scaling super hard. That can actually play a big factor into it too. You know, that replicated anti-mage who's 6-slotted can actually just pretty much kill the heroes on OG. They have nothing to do with that illusion.
Let's see what the plan is here. And what does he go for? Can't quite see on this focus one.
He does take, he does take the replicate damage. That was as expected.
As you said.
If you're playing versus late game Agi carry as a Morph lane, it's pretty telltale that you should go for the replicate damage majority of the time. So it looks like Satanic is maybe going to be the next item for SCCC. He does have the mask. He's at it for a while. He might just still go for the BKB, I think, though.
I think definitely once you see, I mean, if No-Tail reveals that the Hex is now pretty much complete, he is posing on the run, definitely.
He's holding on to gold on the Morphling, though. He's still trying to make which decision he wants to make. So Hex now done. They actually have a real form of lockdown on OG.
See what SCCC's response is going to be in terms of items.
So, also in that last engagement, we didn't really say anything about it, but we did know that Mugi did not go for the Shadow Blade. He went for that BKB.
Oh, he didn't.
He did use it earlier, and he's going to be building toward a Hex, which he actually is about to have. So that can also be extremely impactful, the Sheepstick versus the Anti-Mage.
Radiant are scanning.
As we talked about as well, SCCC with ways to work around that Hex, but obviously in return, being the fact that No-Tail himself was the one to invest in his own, he doesn't have a lot of ways, well, he himself doesn't have much ways at all of doing anything about being hexed. Just have sort of backup, you know, maybe a Cold Embrace and a Winter's Curse can kind of keep them off him for the duration and still allow the time for him to have that primal split, but obviously in the state that OG's team is in comparison to newbies, it's a lot harder for No-Tail to get something done in these fights than it is for SCCC.
They can find that silencer and isolate him before the global. That can be their big window to get back into the game. I've just been watching this Legion Commander replicate bottom lane actually push lanes out because it gets the Moment of Courage procs.
I bet he's getting a lot out of that, yeah.
It actually pushed this whole wave out bottom.
Easy farm. Still, yeah, SCCC keeping himself ahead of the Anti-Mage. Not a lot of times that we see the AM not being top spot, especially when it is an AM that is saying he's still farming perfect. He's got 520 CS at 39 minutes. It's not bad. It really is just testament to how well SCCC is doing this game.
Yeah. So we've got Lotus Orb soon for Jerax. That can be absolutely massive. Just be able to remove the global and be able to, you know, switch the way the initiation comes off with the snowball.
Oh, that's what SCCC actually going for the MKB, so not the BKB.
Okay.
Has
so
the Demon Edge in his pocket.
Guess he must have seen Ana pick up the Talisman of Evasion and went for that decision instead. Be able to actually do damage.
Yeah, I guess feeling confident enough in having the E-Blade that Lincoln's planted, that he knows he has ways to play around.
Yeah.
Those sort of single target lockdowns. OG immediately out with the TP from the top lane to start to push around. As soon as they're aware that Newbie was sweeping over towards them, they're out.
Yeah, they saw nothing on the map, right? Bottom, they only saw the replicate for a bit. Mid lane was starting to push in. They were pushing top pretty heavily and there was no reaction, so they had to expect a smoke from Newbie. 40-minute mark hits. We've got double rune spawning and the third Roche has respawned. So another cheese. Did they ever use the first cheese? No, they didn't.
They still got it.
Yeah, Silencer still has the first cheese.
Still have it on Mugi. And this Roshan, it looks like it will be contested, as OG are indeed on the way over. They're going to look to try and fight across this. They have the smoke. Who's going to make the jump? There's No-Tail going in S4 immediately with the hookshot. Knows he's found someone. There is KP in it, and they have got the vision out upon it. KP pushed up to the high ground. No-Tail forcing back the rest of Newbie with this primal split, but he's going to lose one of the Brewlings. That's the Earth Ruling down. Anna jumping forward. Lincoln gets procced, but KP can't quite get back in for the duel. There's the Winter's Curse. Turns SCCC against Faith as he brings down his own teammate. It's going to be the Lich down. A lot of bolts being blown.
S4 did not want that hook shot to hit the Legion. They did not know there was an Invictus hero there. I think he was trying to get on top of the Morphling. There.
Nubia back in the pit. They're finishing off this Roche. I mean, can OG go in for a second time without Primal Split and such? S4's trying to walk in, pops the stick charges, but immediately gets there's a jump, and Ana gets the snatch, takes the Aegis, and now he's ready to fight. Drops the Abyssal down onto Mugi, but Mugi jumps back with the cheese play. Gorgonzola's it out of there, and he's back up to full health, and look at this range with the Hurricane Pike pummeling into Ana. Ana's forced to blink up to the high ground, but SCC's looking for the chase fly. Goes to the Glimmer Cape TP out, he's going to be fine. SCC with no vision there. Ana will survive.
That was so clutch by No-Tail. The blink in right next to the pit, gets the Hex on the Morphling so that he can't get the last hit. Oh, did he get the last hit actually? Okay, Radiant did get the last hit.
Didn't get the last hit, but Ana got the Aegis and he got out.
Yeah.
Still has the Aegis on him on the anti.
That's super important.
But still, as we're seeing, definitely the issue being that they couldn't kill SCC. They just have to run from this Morphling. Ana has a DD. So he's going to blink in and go for some plays, but he blinks back.
The fight didn't go perfect for either side there, though, at all. No. OG could have definitely had it. I mean, if that hook shot hit the target that... It looked like S4 was going for the Morphling, or I believe for the Silencer on the side there.
Yes, at the very start.
Then that could have been a completely different engagement from the start.
Overall, though, considering the fact that OG are 24k gold behind, the fact that they were at least able to get in there and steal the Aegis and not lose too much in return and still get kills themselves, you know, bringing down KP, bringing down Faith, I think they take those sort of even trades.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that they stop Newbie getting the Aegis, because say Newbie got the Aegis and Cheese there, they could close the game up.
Yeah,
This
I mean,
way,
killing the
OG
Morphling,
keep it going.
killing Morphling once is already obviously proving to be a massive issue. Killing him twice. Looking now though, OG with this Aegis, they're looking to get aggressive themselves. They know Global's still down for a bit. It's their time to make something happen. Nice little tower siege. A little bit of surge of income for his teammates. Ana's like, here you go guys, I'll rain on you guys some gold. Much needed. Jarek's about to have that Lotus Orb finished up. It's gonna be really turn the tides of it to get those saves. Usually when I'm thinking OG, I'm always looking at Jarek's performance and how much impact he's having as these 4 roles. But this game, he hasn't really had the chance just because of the lineup he's playing. Whereas he just gets global, and he's like, guys, I can't do anything.
The global is so strong this game. Item-wise as well, it looks like we're actually going to see Ana look. That's his next item. Put a chase down.
So I'll be able to break the Lincolns as well, so we can get the Abyssal Blade afterwards.
Sure. Nice against the Ice Armor, of course, as well as we see that still. It's such an incredibly strong spell, even at these later stages of the game. Provides so much survivability.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things that the Diffusal Blade is good for in this game. Not only just mana burning more on the Morphling, but breaking those Lincolns, and of course, blue armor would be very nice. Very cool pickup. We've seen Miracle do that build a few times, but the most recent was Dream League that we did cast, and we saw that.
And he normally picks it up earlier, doesn't he?
Yeah, he picks it up like second or third.
Yeah.
But this one, you can see the reason why, so it makes sense for him to actually go for those pickups.
Still yet to invest, and we know these pro players, he still could change his mind.
Yeah,
he has it queued up at least, and so definitely.
Absolutely true.
Thing pick it up for. No-Tail, of course, looking for those Lotus Orbs as well, multiple. Side of OG get it done. It's global and such. In fact, OG, they're coming. They're storming across. They want to use this Aegis on Ana.
They had a ward down, so they're trying to get something before Newbie actually saw it. But Newbie D-wards it, and they all back up very quickly. Bottom lane pushing in pretty heavily. Someone from OG is gonna have to respond to that one. Get that nice little juicy farm.
I mean, really.
But SCC's coming in. Got a replicate at base.
He's going for the rat play. Comes in for a bit of a tickle.
And he's gone.
He's just teasing around with him there on the bottom lane.
I mean, he doesn't see the other 3 heroes, so he can die super easily now with that Abyssal Blade.
There's no problem. I mean, what does he do with his slot stats? He's got upgraded bots. He's got 6 major items, and he's got 5k gold in the bank.
It's the BKB's the next big one.
Yeah.
And then you just
swap.
You're gonna be having to swap items out a lot. BKB Satanic. I mean, he'll have to just swap them out during the fights. Maybe after he uses Manta, he can switch the Satanic in, or by BKB, or vice versa. Something along those lines. OG, about 40 more seconds left on that Aegis. They're trying to force something, since Ana is extremely powerful right now.
Nice pick as well from Silencer. Has the Lincolns and more time to get with the vision, jumps in, immediately pops the Lincolns, but there's the teammate play. Forces Mugi back to safety. He'll get himself back up to the high ground. Just pop the BKB. Doesn't panic too much, and in fact, what with the Winter's Curse onto Mugi? Mugi may just be gone, and he is. Anna jumps up to the high ground. They get the big kill, and that's actually silenced down for 80 seconds. I'll say the Lincoln Sphere purchase was nice, but it of course means he does not have buyback for this. And that is going to be one down for an incredibly long time at this late stage of the game. 46 minutes in, no silencer for 70. We saw SCCC trying to react and get a kill off the way on the way out as OG escaped, but it was unsuccessful.
Fly, that curse was just absolutely perfect. Everyone just wailing on him.
Big late game plays from OG indeed.
50 seconds, there's no buyback, so they've got some little bit of time to breathe. And a bottle with the DD rune. Honestly, thank you.
Double down on sorcery.
So did he decide to switch anything? He just built the moon shard. Yeah.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
Still holding off those other purchases. I mean, we're seeing plays, as you say, from Fly. Right? They can set up for those kills and such.
I mean, that's a big swing of momentum. That's a 6K.
Yeah.
It's only 6K gold swing, but it's the fact that OG's that far behind and they're able to do those kind of
plays. It really
plays.
is. They're pressuring the base of newbie when they're 20k behind.
Yeah.
To stop this. No touch.
Oh, they're going in.
The Hags. They do gets purged off there by the Legion. War's punch, but Jerax is in trouble. Jumped on by KP. The jewel's there, but there's the Winter's Curse. Fly buys a little bit of time for Jerax. Does manage to set up for the kill on Kaka. They lose Jerax at the end of it all. SCCC now jumping forward. Look at the nuke heroes down. There's the E-Blade into the nuke for the Legion Commander. That's going to be 2 gone. SCCC sets up for the double kill. This time, you'll be able to stick their teeth into OG and push them out of the base. Now they themselves in position to go down the middle lane. Buyback available on both Notel and Fly.
They really wanted to just jump and instantly blow them up in some form, but that's still a very risky play when you're seeing it. Silencer's about to respawn. You know that these guys have triple 4 staffs. You know they have like solar crests and medallions. There's a lot of defensive capabilities coming from Nube. Definitely a little bit of an overextension from OG there, and they're gonna have to pay for it. Brewmaster, buyback.
And that's what Newbie wants. They see the buyback, they back off.
Yeah.
They're happy with that. Wait for Roche in a minute. We'll see when it's back up. Newbie, of course, hoping for the shorter respawn so they can keep the pressure on. Whilst that buyback is still on cooldown from Notel. There we have it. You can see on the graph what a crazy game it's been. Reaching up to that 26k, as you say, each of these fights because of how much Newbie's heroes are worth. OG can swing that back round in pretty sizable chunks because of the value that these heroes are carrying on Newbie.
The one issue is still though, like it's anti-mage versus the world still. Sure, they have like Hex and they still have the Panda split, but these guys are not really scaling. They're getting, they got Lotus Orb for Jerax on the Tusk, but everybody else is pretty much completely stagnated for a long time. We just look at the net worth. We see Clockwork 9k, Tusk 8k, Wyvern 6, and Panda only at 13. Look at those numbers. I mean, that's the 26k differential that we're talking about here.
Just the numbers we're seeing in some of these individuals. Value at the moment, 7k on that AM. Boogie eyeing up Moon Shards next. Continues to scale as we're seeing pretty well. Obviously, it still suffers when he has an anti-mage and his own team turning against him thanks to the Winter's Curse.
So we've got the Moon Shard eaten by Morphling, and the BKB is inside the backpack, plus buyback.
Just going to see OG come over once again to Newbie's half of the map.
They know there's a ward up there now.
That's going to put a bit of a hold to that movement from OG. Don't want Newbie to be able to see them.
Next Roche will be the big one.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Oh, she does see everyone right now.
Yeah,
okay.
this is OG.
Radiant's
Good
top
vision
shrine
advantage
has fallen.
Pit. Minute and a half and a couple of minutes until Roshan is back up. Definitely formed it. Be in, quick. D-Ward. Control back out there. Player on his lead. Oh, in. He
committed.
Up there. And he's gone. S4. He's dead. Just like that. He's in. He did bait the global silence. He's going to be saying job done. And maybe it is. He is going to be back up before Roshan's there. And there is going to be no global. So S4 with the next level plays.
I guess maybe. Because Ana, that was bizarre because Ana blinked on the high ground and didn't have Blink Up or Manta ready just yet. And S4 just goes in while they hex, but it looked like Notel went in and hexed as well. So they looked like they wanted to do something, but something was on a different page there.
Yeah.
Ana has to go back, and now, like you said, pro players tend to switch their item choices. The Diffusal Blade is no longer the item. Yeah. Bloodthorn is the item.
Bloodthorn. Big one.
same kind of concept to break the Lincolns, but then it's an even better, I mean, just a way better item because it's, you know, an actual like tier 4 item in comparison to like a tier 2 item.
Well, as I was saying, S4 is back. We'll see if they can do anything whilst that global silence is down, and that would obviously be the dream for OG. If they can try and abuse that timing. Still very hard to do so. Obviously, we've seen during this game you be very able to still take fights without the global. It's just a bit of an added luxury for them. Situations. No-tail with the late game arcane boots.
Yep, almost with the Lotus Sword for himself, but 1200 gold away from that.
Yeah, that's what he did. Oh no, okay. No, yeah, he's going to descend it.
Yes.
River at the moment. Watched by Newbie.
He's got high ground advantage right now. They break the Lincolns as well.
Spin Invis. Sentry is down there.
They see a DD bottom, honestly. On my way.
And obviously, as we've seen the room play at this stage, it's so game-changing. Yeah, having a DD on your core 52 minutes in, it really does make all the difference.
They may actually just try to go for a jump with it.
Yeah.
Especially because he's invis as well.
I mean, S4 is back, and if there's anyone that's going to want to jump in, it is going to be S4. He's going to be wanting to rumble.
Roche has spawned. S4 continues using rocket flares so they can scout that high ground.
Anna really respecting each and every time that his Lincolns gets popped, he's out of there.
During all this, though, we take a look at this bottom wave. This is a gigantic double catapult wave that OG has pushing in. So at some point, Chess2C does have to respond. He does have the replicate, but it could give OG a window to try to make something happen.
Anna's in
bottom.
Look, with the DD, he just walks into the pit and he's ready to go. Newbie, they got to head in and do something about this. It's falling quick. Kaka's in with the vision. Anna will link out immediately. We're doing about a third of the life of Roshan. SCCC elsewhere, just getting these lanes pushed back out. He's really starting to amp up the pressure on the top lane.
He's starting to do the split push as well, with playing around with those replicates with that bots too. Threatening top, forcing reaction.
And this is going to pull OG back.
And he's got the replicate in the pit, jumps right in. It's already half HP. They've got the solar crest on it as well.
OG have got to come back down it. Can they get her in time? No-tail jumps forward with a clap. Kanka gonna have the hex removed. In comes the wall, giving vision. Anna jumps in. Oh, he's gonna look for it, but no, he gets instantly hexed. Anna caught out, the chain frost upon him, and Anna's down. Newbie get Roshan, they get the Aegis, and they may even be able to get more. Global silence is out. Jump forward from SCCC as he looks towards S4. The clock's down. Anna's gonna buy back for this one. Jerax committing very deep with the snowball, does get the blink out in time. SCCC pops the BKB. Winter's Curse from Fly holds back the team, but no, SCCC still able to waveform away from it all. Anna blinks away despite buying back for this. Can't get his T stuck in. So they lose Anna, they lose S4. Anna buys back. Newbie with the Aegis in hand on Mugi.
Aegis in. Now they have 2 cheeses as well on Legion. He just get instantly, after Lincoln gets broken from the track, instant hex, instant to a global, and no one can follow up and really help him.
If Anna goes down, it could be game over. He gets shoved forward. Blink back. SCCC with the split push, focusing on the top lane. Fortification comes out from OG. 10 seconds until S4's back in.
Dire's top tower
And they hold this. Maybe they've got a strong push with that morphling. Safe push as well. Back up there, does get hexed up. Immediately though, the saves there from KP. He gets purged off. There's the Ethereal Blade coming out onto No-tail. It's not quite enough to kill him. S4 jumps forward. SCCC as well.
Anna.
Finish up Anna. Anna's blinked into this. The cold embrace and the snowball saver there. OG with the classic saving, people making questionable plays, and Anna gets back out. Will be able to blink back to safety. Jerax, there's no saving for him. He says, I died for you, Anna. You better not screw this one up, boy. As Jerax is down for 70, he does have buyback. For Newbie, they're ready to push in once more. Up onto the high ground, looking for this tier 3. Anna, is he going to jump? He is. Looks for SCCC. Lincoln's is popped. Drags out upon him. And Newbie, they're back up again. Jewel is available. No-tail jumps in, looking for the ult, but immediately gets hexed. Flies there again with the save. Cold Embrace buys time. Jerax has to buy back. Feeling the pressure, feeling the heat. Knows that his team needs him. At this time where the saves are absolutely crucial.
KP passes SCCC a cheese just to reset him up to full. And then keep the siege going. 38,000 gold lead now for Newbie.
Future Blade pick up from Anna at this stage. Everything is needed.
He couldn't afford the Bloodthorn, so he needs something to be able to break that Lincoln's.
SCCC gets another tier 3 up on the top lane, cleans it out. Both tier 3s down. The middle rack starting to take a bit of damage. Newbie with no intention of backing away from this push at this stage. 39,000 gold lead. SCCC looking for Anna Man to start a blink out. Plays it safe. But the wave's getting pushed in once again. S4 hooks in, finds Kaka, but there's the jump in for KP. But KP gets focused. Jerax there in time with the snowball save, buying them time around the global silence. KP continue to get focused. Silence onto Anna. He's being caught in brace. Can he get himself out of there? He's healing up. Can he jump away? There's the blink out just in time. But Newbie, they're swarming in. KP jumps forward, looking to finish off Anna. Anna again gets the blink out because Fly's there with the Winter's Curse to hold back KP, who gets taken down by SCCC. Buyback from Fly. Jerax is still in the game. S4 buys back as well. No tails down. He does not have buyback available. Kaka gets blown up by the Mana Void. SCCC wave forward back. Jerax is there with a snowball. There's the Hex. And it's jumping in, trying to finish off SCCC. KP's there with a heal, with a save. Glimmer Cape settles to SCCC, who turns towards Anna. Anna with a blink out just in time. Fly trying to save the anti-mage with the Glimmer Cape. They've got the vision. They've got the damage. Anna gets taken down by the blast from the Lich as OG are forced back to the base. GG is called, and Newbie finally seal the deal here with this game one. Ooh.
Damn, they played so well around the global though, honestly. I have to give a lot of props to Newbie. OG just stopped, unable to take the fights, and yeah, they just started progressively getting more and more behind for those tracks, and Newbie overall had incredibly good movements on the map. That first movement toward top to slow down.
Invictus Gaming's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. DC's turn to pick.
Weaver.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Invictus Gaming's turn to ban. Invictus Gaming's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Invictus Gaming's turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. DC's turn to pick. 10 Invictus Gaming's turn to
Night Stalker.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. DC's turn to pick.
Tide Hunter.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Invictus Gaming's turn to
Templar Assassin.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. DC's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. DC's turn to pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Invictus Gaming's turn to pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Shadow!
You may now select your heroes. Seconds remaining. Prepare for battle. "30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
And then Alright. Well, good luck everybody. We tried to help you. So, OP and Burning, they're going to be up at the top lane. They did make a bit of an incursion into the northern side of the DC territory, but what they ended up getting from that was actually double runes. So Burning's actually managed to get 2 runes already onto this Weaver, which will give him a full magic wand for the top lane. Forev's the man on the defense. He's already done 1 fissure block. I think he's actually blocking so hard that Creep Wave's almost in range of the tower, but not quite.
Well, this again, mid lane is the lane to watch here in the start. They're doing this like 2-on-2 more or less. Bobica and
surprised he actually went for Impale and not just like straight up Mana Burn against the TA. Mana Burn's been everything Nyx Assassin's been picking against the TA.
Oh, it's been against TA?
Sorry, not against TA, against all mids.
Yeah, TA against TA, I can see both being good. The nice thing about Impale in this lane is because it allows Shadow Fiend to connect Shadow Razors when he hits level 2 and 3. It's not expected, like, okay, well, if they're just flat out dual laning and just sharing experience, Bobica's actually going to 2 in a moment. Trying to be double waving here.
Yeah, underneath the tower. Bobica actually took a little bit of damage because he stopped Bulba from doing the Ancient stack. But then he also tanked the Granite Golems, which brought him down to 50% HP. So he's slowly working his way up. He's got 1 Tango charge left. And Arbet's just trying to Psyblade him down. Bobica's doing a good job of not taking the aggro of the tower.
Yeah. This is, I think I mentioned this on a cast yesterday. This is called double waving. It's a fairly new concept that teams have started using in this patch now that there's more creeps in the mid wave. You want to push your opponent into the tower like this. That was a very big win for IG because Abed lost multiple CS under the tower, and he had to use his salve because there were so many creeps, which allowed OP to play very aggressive onto Abed. This mid lane is going a lot better for the Shadow Fiend than I thought it would.
It's going even better for the fact that Bobica's been such a nuisance. He is stalking the Night Stalker, making sure that there is no stacks, then catching out Arbeb with the Mana Burn. Do they have something else? No. It was the short range raise that was left for OP that didn't connect on the Templar Assassin because it was never fired.
I think we should have picked up until this is already looking rough.
Yeah.
2 minutes in, no way! No way he's gonna have the highest net worth minute 25 like this.
Sorry, let's just call GG a draft. it's over.
Nah, but this mid lane is going, I don't think on paper that it should be going this well for this lane. Shadow Fiend Nyx is definitely good, but TA Night Stalker, I think the Bulba's focus on these Ancients might have been a little bit too early compared to just standing in that mid lane and trying to trade hits with the Nyx, for example, to just create space for Abed. Instead, what ends up happening now is that Shadow Fiend is quadding him up minute 3, and he's going to keep farming. And the TA can't really come back in the lane very well.
It actually looked like Bobica should have blocked that camp. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but this box, it comes down far enough, like, just in this area there.
You can stand there.
Yeah, he just tried and it didn't work.
I think there's a bit of debris there. You can't...
So you can't be on the exact block point?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you can't block that concept. Because else we would probably see players trying to put wards down there as well. But I don't think you can put a ward there.
Yeah, but Bulba was able to get the first stack, so it took him a while. But we also saw yesterday, like with OG, with that one little banisher that decided to not move. Like, you can miss the first couple of blocks, but it's okay later on.
Yeah.
It's Templar Assassin. She's always going to play the good catch-up game. And how Shadow Fiend stack's actually looking. Bobica's moving up to do that for his team now. But he's been blocking more than stacking. Bulba's even going to steal the rune from XSS.
Oh, it's nighttime. And this is when Night Stalker... Bulba's first 4 minutes have not been that good, in my opinion. This mid lane was very unsuccessful for them. He only got 1 stack off on the Ancients, and now he's level 2, minute 4.
They're running in towards
He has
mid
a
lane.
DD, though.
Yeah, but look at the TP support coming in. Q's already walking in. Bobica TP's in to make sure he's there right at the start of the fight. And that means there is no fight. Unless they get to pick up an Arbeb, which they're going to. Q's there. They get to pick up the throw down. Fey Bolt's available, and Q will use it to secure the kill onto Arbeb. That seemed to be just staying a little bit too long in an area where he had no vision.
This is actually a crazy
TA is 7-2 against the 37-27 of OP.
So I think this lane in isolation nowadays favors TA until level 3/5 for Shadow Fiend, but because of how much the Nyx accomplished in the first 2 or 3 waves, the Shadow Fiend is just like snowballing out of control here. And when I picked the TA for these categories, I thought that whatever pressure was going to be put mid by IG, they could offset with this Night Stalker, but it just really hasn't worked. And I can't tell you if it's because Bulba misplayed the lane or if this is just how it goes down, but I feel like no matter what, it should never be this bad. Like this is an extremely impressive display from IG in that mid lane. And DC will have to find some way of catching up already. Like this, you can't play TA like this.
I don't know if it's just down to Bulba. It's the fact you're running this support Batrider. He rotates in, like when you see Rubik rotate in, working with the Nyx Assassin. They've got control into stun, buying time for OP to pump out all of his damage. If you rotate a Batrider in, you've got stickiness, and then you've got a little bit of muteness. And
that's
it.
Actually a pretty good point. What if they just started the Batrider mid instead, and Night Stalker bottom to pull? And then Dubu just is in there putting sticky napalm on them, being super annoying against this Nyx and Shadow Fiend all the time, and then that secures TA the CS. I think that would be a better approach if this is what Night Stalker contributes. Because Dubu has just been on that lane plays itself. Timber can't lose. Timber, there's no way he loses this. Look at how far ahead Mason is. It's like the mid lane.
And he's actually doing it now. So what you're talking about, the creep skipping, pushing into the tier 1 tower, but SF's rotating over. The Observer Ward is scouting this, however. And thanks to sticky napalm from Dubu, it reveals the fact. So congratulations, Syndrin, you are right once more. Digital Chaos take the first tower.
I think this might be the only one I can win. We could get this
stun up on top lane. Forev in trouble, gets the fissure off. Spy Carapace holds him there. And Burning will find the kill onto Forev.
Yeah, that's a lane we haven't talked about too much either, but this is a very nice matchup for Weaver. This is a very Weaver favorite lane. Weaver versus Shaker. You're very mobile. You have this constant harass onto the Shaker, and then if you even have support backup, this is a very easy lane to play for Burning. Forev is doing pretty good though. I think he's level 5.5, 7 minutes in, has 16 CS. That's pretty much all you can ask for in this lane of Shaker, I think. So
it's done decently. The fact that we probably both would lost because we're looking at the SF, we're looking at the TA. The highest net worth at the moment is actually Mason.
Yep.
He's 200, 300 in front of the Shadow Fiend.
Got the tower bounty as well.
Yep.
He's very rich down here. The problem is this matchup is not that great to Timber anyway. Shadow Fiend is one of the heroes that can hit so hard and has mixed damage types, so it's not that easy for Timbersaw to itemize. You know, there's these mid heroes like Puck where it's just like, okay guys, I got Hood, what's he gonna do? But SF both hits and nukes hard early
Paul
on.
was gonna run back. OP as well as Q smoked underneath the Radiant Observer Ward. So Digital Chaos are fully aware of what's going on, and they're making the most out of it. They're getting Arbed back into the farm kind of play. That Observer Ward's finally going to time out on their ancient area, so they may think about stacking that once more.
Double damage.
He just lost the damage.
Yeah. It's hard though. I think he's has to be a bit cautious going to that rune anyway. When you know there was this smoke play and they were trying to set it up, be a little bit worried about getting it off. Still really good stacks though. It's 8 minutes in and there's only been 1 stack made for this TA. That's very surprising to me after how hard of a game he has early on. They really need to secure Abed this comeback by making some stacks for him, but it doesn't seem like he's prioritized very much by the DC lineup.
Yeah, Tide, you knew that was not the play. Looks like you just wanted to get some extra levels. Gets hit by one world and get the Mason and drops to 50% of HP.
Yeah. I wasn't kidding when I said this lane
is garbage.
What are you supposed to do this time?
Oh, look at that stack that Q's got. And a Templar Assassin knew what was going on here. And they actually both get the stacks off. This maybe is actually the best thing that DC could do. Come up with Mason and try and contest the stacks of the SF. Don't let him take the Ancients. Because it's the only way I think they're going to get the Templar Assassin enough money to get back into this game. And they did see it. The Batrider went up. He didn't see the full stack, he just saw a little bit of it. But then again, like, do you think they even have enough power for this?
Dubu. That was not the play, I think.
He's sticky napalmed onto Q. Now Bobica's going to come in, Spy Carapace holds him there. He gets all the chain stuns they want, and Q will take his second kill out of the 3 of Invictus Gaming.
The rate this game is going, IG seems to be in a very important spot. This time they don't have the super farming Alchemist, but they have the Shadow Fiend, and they have way better stacks. They have way better early laning. And their lineup scales very nicely. As I mentioned, the Shadow Fiend matchup against Timber, I think is pretty good. Shadow Fiend is also one of the heroes that likes going Silver Edge, so you can get that natural counter to the Timber slot. And the Tidehunter overall is just doing quite a bit better than Shaker as well. It's not that surprising because he had this more or less one-on-one match at bottom, but I don't think that this is what DC were aiming for. I don't think they were like, okay, going in, it's okay if Tide gets stuffed because our Shaker can fall behind the Tide a bit, that's okay. If that was the thought process, then it's because both Templar and Timber are doing well.
Yeah.
In this case, it's only really one of them that's having a good time.
Yeah, TA was doing well. Like the first rotation we saw really out from the mid was OP moving out Rubik. It could have been the other way around. Now the Tidehunter is tanking the Ancient, so OP can do actually nothing. They're giving all the money to the Tidehunter. Yeah. Maybe for an early mech, for an early strong lineup from IG, or do you actually look for the team fight? Do you look for something else? Do you look for a Blink Dagger?
This is a really good Greaves game. I think that's the biggest interest. He can break the Night Stalker Silence to make sure he gets the Ravage off. He can give his team armor against this TA. It's a very good choice in this game.
DC's giving a lot of space to Bulba. So we talked about like the Batrider taking up the mid. Now it's the Night Stalker during the daytime. He's doing it, Nabe's just gone full jungle. He's got his Blightstone, he's not going to complete up the Desolator, he's going to go into Blink Dagger first. Does not feel confident enough just to run at the mid-fight.
Yeah, I'm not so sure in these situations. TA is not a hero I play, really. What the thought process should be in these situations. Like, if you have a bad early game, do you think, okay, in order to come back, I need to fight? They will force me to fight, so I'll get a blink, so I at least have a chance of fighting. Or my hero is just weak, I need to catch up. I have to go Deso first to try to catch up that way and do some more damage to buildings when I get the chance. I think there's no like standard thing to do. I feel like it varies a lot what players do, and it's more like player preference. But this game, the Blink Dagger, I don't know. I feel like he's just gonna keep falling behind the Shadow Fiend like this. He's never gonna truly catch up if he doesn't have an item that allows him to farm very fast. Blink, the move speed helps a little bit. I would guess.
Maybe it's more of it's a gang squad instead. Like you work with the Night Stalker, you work with the Batrider.
Yeah, he has synergy with his teammates, but the problem is just that he actually, with only a Blink Lightstone, you don't kill a hero like Tide or Nyx or this fat Shadow Fiend.
You kill Rubik and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think you find these kills anyway. That's the thing. Not the way IG's been playing and the way these lanes worked out. But we'll see how it goes down.
Oh, Nightwish. When was the last time you saw Midas on a Tidehunter?
Oh, he's going Midas.
He's going Midas.
Hope he found a kill. He attacked the Batrider and then he died.
And that's all she wrote.
There were two Shadow Races. Let's not accept. But it's a support Batrider level 5 and 1230 against level 11.
Oh, they pick up and throw back at Mason. Ravage will be committed. Do they have enough with the Sun's control? Timbersaw needs to chain himself away from this one. He has his one charges to stay alive. Not to mention reactive armor. So Ravage is blown. They really committed hard for that Invictus Gaming and they did not get enough.
Close to a kill there, but yeah, like you said, good one charges. Maybe IG mistimed that a little bit. It was pretty close to perfect. Maybe that could have worked out, but still. Ravage being on cooldown is a fairly big deal.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
DC know that for the next 2 minutes, these team fights are not going to happen. They're burning here, good fissure, but there's no silence.
Oh, they got the dust. That may just be enough. The silence comes, but it may be too late. As remember, time lapse still available now. Silence wears off and burning is away.
Yeah, that was not the way to make that fight.
Oh, Bobacop, he actually gets Barev caught out. Perfect Vendetta hit into the follow-up stuns. Then they move towards Bulba. This just seems to be too easy for Invictus Gaming. DC or Pinata tied to the IG post.
Yeah, the reason this goes as long as it does is that there seems to be like a misunderstanding how they're going for this gank. The Shaker Fissure is done to set up for Night Stalker to fly in and use Silence, but instead he's running to the left, so they kind of waste the Fissure. They have to dust during Shikuchi, so Weaver creates space, and then he's far enough away to just get out. So sometimes these communication errors are really costly.
Radiant's
It basically
top tower
turned
is
what
under
looked
attack.
to be a guaranteed kill into 2 deaths simply because they didn't coordinate their spells correctly. You know, those mistakes will cost you fights, and sometimes they will cost you games. DC need to find some sort of momentum, because right now, after that game 1 and the way these first 14 minutes have gone, they're getting beaten really hard in this game.
Bulba has something at least up his sleeve. The fact it's with the Invis rune. OP's coming down as a cover of Shadow Blade, but again, they get the pick up over on Mason, throwing him back as OP gets a little bit distracted by Bulba. The Chakra. Mason, able to do some work.
That side is going crazy. Looks like, at least the mech. It's Midas. I kind of like this Midas purchase in this game just because it shows how IG understand what position they are in the game. Like, they have this feeling, okay, we want mid super hard, their Shaker is not doing too well, their supports are weak, we can greed as much as we want, and they can't punish us.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So,
Radiant's top tower is
OP,
under attack.
gonna get eyed up by Dugu, but he can't really go for her.
Yeah. I think it's being more of that cautious. I
Dire's
will
middle
be the
tower
scout for
is
Mason.
under attack.
If I die, it's fine. If Mason dies, it's a disaster.
Yep.
And another good deep observer ward. I say that just as Q somehow just senses that it's there and gets rid of it. They needed that. It's going to let them know just how
Radiant's
heavily
middle
SF
tower
was
is
committing
under
to farm.
Still a trap at least. Yeah, farming on there. The problem right now is just that DC's lineup can't really use. The TA blink helps, but their
Almost dead.
supports are... He doesn't look too hot here.
Bobica stalking them. Arbed's nearby. Q gets a pick up. The throw down into the follow-up stun. Fissure is nice, however, so maybe Bobica. My Carapace creates a little bit of extra space. Arbed doesn't have his spell available until now, and he'll use it to execute Bobica. And they want more. Mason knows he needs more. The Chakram to slow down Q. A quick silence is actually the one stolen off Bulba. But Q cannot escape his fate. Mason will find the kill. And that is much needed.
Yep, good counterplay. They set that up. Very quick reactions when the team came in. It's been difficult for DC to find openings where they get the picks. Batrider isn't even close to a blink. Nightstalker had a bad
Radiant's
early
bottom
game, and then the
tower is
other 3
under
cores,
attack.
especially the Shaker, really needs a blink dagger before he's able to very easily look for kills. Then you have that TA just farming, and Timbersaw kind of, you know, wants his team to set him up. He
Dire's
doesn't
top
want
tower
to
is
set up
under
the kills
attack.
most of the time. So very good for them that they get this counterplay at least. That should result in the top tier 1 tower as well. So getting a bit of momentum here.
It's Arbed's space too. Like, he came up, he finished up the
Radiant's
Ancients,
bottom
which
tower is under attack.
Invictus Gaming had started with the
Radiant
SF.
structures are
So
fortified.
it's quick, it's efficient farming.
Dire's top
They're
tower is
slowly
under
clawing
attack.
their way back in. They were about 6,500 net
Dire's
worth
top tower
behind.
is
Now
falling.
it's dipping below the 5k mark. The experience as well.
Radiant's
Invictus
bottom
Gaming
tower
just
has fallen.
not having as successful
Radiant's middle
rotations
tower
as they've
is
had
under
in the
attack.
past. I'm not saying it's IG losing control. Oh my god, DC is coming back.
Dire's top tower
But
is under
for the
attack.
moment, things are starting to level out.
Yeah.
And IG
Radiant's
changed that
middle
around by
tower
taking out
is
2
fallen.
tier 1s.
Yeah, their Shadow Fiend is a monster. He got his BKB now as well. He is so farmed on his, what's his GPU?
He's going for
550
Silver Ridge
and
straight
17.
after. All that strength that Mason can
Dire's
just
top
be
tower
stripped
is
away.
under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's still not going to be the easiest kill though. It's definitely going to help a lot, but Mason himself, by being this farmed, is still not a very easy kill for that lineup. Especially if he gets a plate build at some point in his build, so he at least has that guaranteed armor that won't be broken off. The hood has extreme value in this game. It's very good against the first 4 heroes of IG.
But because on the hunt once more,
Doing well.
it's the Bat Rider as well as Timber on the bottom lane they might have been able to find, but at the same time, Invictus Gaming just enjoy this flash farm that they've got.
This tide is... And that was after a bad laning stage. Keep that in mind. He had a very hard matchup. But XXS has found so much farm. He has the same net worth as TA.
Yeah.
And is running a Midas, so...
That probably
Very
says
impressive.
that probably says better things for the Templar Assassin. Just for the fact that she's managed to catch up that far.
I guess so, but they were both destroyed in lane, right? And then generally it will be the TA that farms faster, but Tide has been able to keep the pace. And he's gonna get a Force Staff next, it looks like, instead of the full Greaves. I think a lot of the time I like the build on Tide where you go mech and then you get a mobility item, either Force or Blink. In this game, I think you can make a case for getting the Greaves before that mobility item, but both options are good. It's mainly about whether he manages to play around the Night Stalker Silence or not.
This smoke gang from DC doesn't really pay off. Invictus Gaming grouped up as 5. In fact, now they're going to do exactly that and smoke as well underneath their own tier 1 tower. Line is drawn to come directly up here, and Arbed is the primary target, presenting himself. Vendetta Bobica able to get in closer. So is the Shadow Bladed SF, and they're able to hit the stun as Templar has.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Upside, Dubu able to push out the bottom lane. You got Mason now going towards the top, and they really are just playing this fire and maneuver style matchup. Anything that allows them to escape Invictus Gaming's gank.
Dire's bottom tower
You lose
is
Templar
under
Assassin,
attack.
sure, but at this point of the game, it looks like you're just going to get any recovery. Dubu wants to keep the pressure on the bottom lane, does that by creep skipping, gets closer towards his blink damage. Mason's building into his Solar Crest.
Yeah, that's good. He needs that armor I talked about. Oh, he has some flat armor. Could have been a plate mail, could be this crest. Both items are very good.
And any kind of evasion that can make SF
Dire's top tower
maybe
is
change his
under
item build,
attack.
but then again, you've still got that Silver Edge coming.
He's definitely going to be looking toward MKB.
Basically,
Later
get
on
out of
in
here.
the
Chains. Popica is chasing him. Say goodbye to Dubu. It was only a matter of time. He was really pressuring that bottom lane too far.
It's a very
Popica sees so
minor
much.
kill.
He sees so much. Rubik's pinging out. Here comes Burning. But Popica starts over on Forev. He doesn't want to let Forev get that Blink Echo Slam. Instead, it'll be the fish into the Totem Stun. Nyx Assassin. Oh, he is going to get further away. No, the Echo Slam's down for Forev. Bulba wants to fly away too. Mason, how much of this can you tank? By the looks of it, quite a lot before he's going to deny himself with the Bloodstone.
Space for Abed as well. But these timbers on Bloodstones are pretty important. He still has 10 to go, so it's not the end of the world, but they would have liked to get at least 2 kills there, probably from those Bloodstones, instead of just 1. They got a BKB charge out of SF, that's something. IG, I think, are pretty happy with this. The flow of the game continues to favor them. They're just continuing to crack up items. There's the, what's that coming up? Courier XXS didn't get the Force, he went for a Blink instead. Urn coming out, there's a build up for what looks to be the Fusel for Burning on the way, and now finally TA has Deso, so just keep our eyes on Roshan, I think. That's gotta be something that both teams are interested in doing. They both have minus armor, and it could be Decen's way back in the game, getting an Aegis and then somehow finding a good fight where they bait that.
It seems like a really good time for Invictus Gaming just to go win.